What's up, Thrashers, and welcome back to the Thrash Maniac 99 YouTube channel. And this is going to be the start of a new bi-weekly or tri-weekly series that I'm going to be doing on this channel going forward. Every time I get albums, I'm going to be doing a CD collection update for you guys. It's been a long time since I've showcased my CD collection here on YouTube, because I mostly talk about this over on Instagram and on Twitch. It's been a while since I've talked about my collection here on YouTube, so I thought to myself, you know what? Well, actually, I kind of got inspired to do this video series thanks to Necrotic Nick from the Thralls of Metal channel, which, by the way, for those of you guys who like watching my metal videos, go check out the Thralls of Metal. There will be a link in the description box below as I'm doing a shout out for them. I've become friends with a few of the guys, Nick, John, and Joe. Really cool dudes, fellow Ohio metalheads though. They live on the other side of the state. They live up north, I live down south. But they remind me of Southern Ohio motherfuckers, cool as shit. Funny dude. But yeah, I was talking to Nick pretty much non-stop on Facebook for the past few days, talking about metal and our CD collections, because he's the big CD collector of Thralls of Metal. And he told me he thinks that maybe to help get more heavy metalhead subscribers, do CD collection updates from time to time. And you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it going forward for every few weeks, depending on how many CDs I get at a certain point in time. But yeah, I'm gonna be talking about this thick stack of stuff right here, so why don't we go on and get into it. So we kick things off with Asfix God Cries. This album came out in '96, and this was during a time for Asfix where they were having many lineup changes, I mean a lot. But this is a good album, although I will say, in my opinion, it's probably the weakest Asfix album, because it leaned more towards death metal than it does their trademark death doom thrash sound. Not a bad album. It's a good album, but it's my least favorite of the Asfix catalog. I mainly got this to try and get closer to completing my Asfix collection. I'm only missing On the Wings of Inferno and Incoming Death. Once I get those two, I'll have everything Asfix in my collection. But that is a bit of a hidden gem. But speaking of hidden gems, next up we got a bit of a hidden gem in black metal, and that's Diabolical Masquerades' Raven Dusk in My Heart. Now, for those who don't know about this band, this is an avant-garde, atmospheric black metal band with classic heavy metal influence that was created by Anders Nystrom of Catatonia and Bloodbath, also featuring the great Dan Swano. This was basically a two-man project between Anders and Dan, where they want to embrace their black metal influences. And it's great stuff right here, and even Dan incorporates its clean vocals on the song Under the Banner of the Sentinel. Reminds me a lot of King Diamond, and it's absolutely glorious. Classic heavy metal infused atmospheric avant-garde black metal right here, and this was mid-90s as well. Next up, we got a cult classic in the world of extreme metal, particularly in black metal and death metal, and that's Sarcophago's INRI. This is a fantastic, brutal album. I mean, it leans in the direction, it's like it sits right in the border of black metal and death metal. Black metal in the production quality and themes, and even some of the tremolo riffing, but at the same time, there's some death metal blast beats going on this album, and even borderline black and death metal vocals. But I mean, like this, and Napalm Death, Scum, and Death, Scream Bloody Gore, and Bathory Under the Sign of Black Mark, the most extreme full-length metal albums of 1987. This is definitely among the most extreme, and great songs like Satanic Lust, Christ Death, Death Thrash, The Last Slaughter, Satanas. Not a big fan of this version of Nightmare. I preferred the version of Nightmare on the Rotting EP that came out after this. But regardless, classic extreme metal. Next couple, we got some thick boys, because packaging. First up, Cryptopsy Blasphemy Made Flesh, the classic debut from the most extreme Canadian death metal band of all time, Cryptopsy. I mean, brutal technical death metal at its best in Canada. I mean, and this version actually comes with the Ungentle Exhumation demo, as well as a live DVD of them playing in Regina in 1995. Just great stuff, and like I said, look how thick the media book is. I love the media book versions of albums because it's really cool. It's like you read the liner notes like as if you're reading a hard-covered book. Musically, this album's fantastic. My favorite song on here was Open Face Surgery. It's just so fucking brutal. But next up on our list of albums, we got another thick boy, and that's Dark Throne Transylvanian Hunger. I mean, the most well-known Dark Throne album, and I got the media book edition that comes with the liner notes, just like the Cryptopsy album, and it also has a commentary disc from Fenriz. This is just glorious Norwegian black metal. It's highly influential. You can't go wrong with it. Now, actually, let me get through these two next. So next up, I got a death metal classic, Morbid Angel's Covenant, 1993. The only death metal band to be on a major label, if you can believe it. This is 1993, and just when you thought, ooh, they went to a major label, it's probably going to be a sellout, they put out one of the heaviest, most aggressive death metal albums for the time, and it's just so brilliant. I mean, Rapture, World of Shit, Angel of Disease is my favorite on here, Sworn to the Black God of Emptiness. You cannot go wrong with Covenant. It's an amazing album, absolutely glorious. Now this next one, I thought I would never find at a cheap price. Managed to get it on eBay for about 18 bucks. It's an all-time classic in Bay Area thrash, Violence Eternal Nightmare. If you do not have this album, you are not a thrash metal fan. It'd be like not having Master of Puppets. It'd be like not having Bonded by Blood, or Trust in Peace, or Rain and Blood, or Arise, or The Legacy. This is among the most essential thrash albums. Whether or not you like Sean Killian's vocals, the music on here is absolutely top-notch. And this was back when Rob Flynn was cool before he became an SJW piece of shit. Anyways, just great songs. Title track, which is actually the song you hear at the beginning of every one of my videos. Another couple of great ones on here, like Calling in the Corner, Kill on Command. Mwah. Just mwah is what this album is. Now, these next 5 are actually albums I got just this morning. First, we're going to start off with some Karner albums. I finally got Karner in my collection. I did order 2 other albums from them, but they won't be here till next week, so for now we just got 3 out of the 5. First, we got Mental Vortex. This was a hell of an album. It definitely was a more proggy thrash album. I mean, there's some great songs on here like Simitex Revolution, Metamorphosis, Son of Lilith, and an amazing cover of the Beatles, I Want You, She's So Heavy. Brilliant, brilliant stuff for 1991. Can't go wrong. Next up, we got the album before, No More Collar, 1989. This is another classic among classics for me. I mean, Die by My Hand, Read My Scars, Why It Hurts. There's just so many great songs on here, and I mean, one of the most underrated metal bands, period, and one of the most underrated 3-piece bands right here. It's just, wow. Absolutely glorious. Had a bit of a spill right there. Stuff. Anyways, moving on to the final Karner album I got today. The album before, Punishment for Decadence. This was definitely more technical and such. I mean, songs like Mask, Jackal, Skeleton on Your Shoulder, and a great cover of Jimi Hendrix' Purple Haze. They know how to do interesting covers. I mean, what else can I say about Karner that I haven't said already? I'm gonna save this one for last, but next up we got Morbid Angel, Domination. This is definitely the most divisive Morbid Angel album. You got people who love it, and you got people who hate it. I love this album. Where the Slime Live, Dawn of the Angry, This Means War. I mean, the end of the classic David Vincent era before Steve Tucker came in, and yeah, the first two Steve Tucker albums were fantastic, and then after that, to me. But Domination, another great death metal album, another great album in the catalog of Morbid Angel. It's just, from Altars of Madness through Gateways to Annihilation, you could do no wrong when it came to Morbid Angel. And then the final album is an album I actually just reviewed on the channel earlier this week, and I finally bought it, and that's Hooded Menace to Tritonus Bell. If you want to know my full opinion on this album, check out my review on it that came out just a few days ago if you want to hear my opinion about the Tritonus Bell by Hooded Menace. But short, sweet, to the point, fantastic Death Doom album with hints of 80s classic metal, Metallica, Merciful Fate, King Diamond, Judas Priest. Check this album out if you haven't already, and if you haven't, we can't be friends. But anyway, so that was it for my first CD collection update video. As far as when the next one's gonna come, hopefully in a couple of weeks, whenever I get some more stuff coming. I know I got a lot coming my way eventually, but I kind of want to wait until I have at least 4 albums to do another video, because that's going to be my cutoff. Every 4 CDs I get, I will do a collection video at the end of that week. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this update. Horns high, and I will see you soon.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
No, please! No, please! I beg you!
Are you
Listen! We have an understanding! I don't like you! Just accept...
Tails, it's time for you to die! Tails, come back here! Tails,
Yeah, of course.
come back here!
Let me,
Again? Wow.
Wow.
This is the most action I've gotten.
Quit sniffing, assholes, and come stay with me.
Yeah! Knew it! Knew it!
No! God, I told you, man.
Wow. Wow.